Jeff Paur, senior writer for RealTime Fantasy Sports, and welcome to another edition of the RealTime Fantasy Sports Show. On today's show, I'm going to give you 5 waiver wire ads for Week 7 of the fantasy football season. Hopefully you had a very successful Week 6 fantasy football season. It was a week, I should say. It was a little uneven of a week last week, Week 6. The early games really didn't have much scoring going on for fantasy teams. Late games, luckily, had a few on Sunday afternoon, have a few big performances, so that was good news. But overall, it was a down week of scoring. Hopefully you still came out on top in Week 6. Now let's talk about 5 waiver wire ads for Week 7. We had more injuries last week, especially at the running back spot. It's really beat up. A lot of guys are out, so that's leaving a lot of teams scrambling. There's a few options on the waiver wire for this week, though. Let's talk about 5 waiver wire ads for Week 7. My first one is Broncos quarterback Teddy Bridgewater. So I know Bridgewater's not very flashy, but he's been very consistent. He has at least 22.5 fantasy points 4 games this year. He had his first 3 touchdown game of the season last week. He has multiple touchdowns 4 of 6 games. He, like I said, not flashy, but he's getting it done. I think he's a good streaming option. So if you're looking for a quarterback because of a bye week, I would give Bridgewater a shot. He's getting it done in an offense that's been very productive this year, especially through the air. So Bridgewater's a good waiver wire ad, in my opinion, if you're looking for a streaming fantasy quarterback. My next waiver wire ad, I'm going to throw 2 guys on the list here because I'm not sure who is going to emerge as the starter here, but Dearness Johnson and Demetric Felton are 2 backs with the Cleveland Browns, and they are a mess at running back right now. Kareem Hunt went down in the last game with a calf injury. It did not look good. Nick Chubb missed the last game because of a calf injury as well. They play the early game this week on Thursday night. So I think that puts both Chubb and Hunt in a real tough situation to be able to play this week. So that means Johnson or Felton will start for the Browns, most likely. I'm not sure which back is the better of the 2 to pick up at this point because I'm not just sure how they're going to use them. But for me, I might lean Johnson just because he has a little bit more of a track record. Could be Felton getting a little more work in the passing game, but I might take a chance on Johnson in a run-first offense with Cleveland. So 2 backs in Cleveland could get a lot more work this week because of injury. If you're looking for a back to pick up, give either of these guys a shot. They could play a big role in the offense this week. My next waiver wire ad is rookie Ravens receiver Rashad Bateman. So Bateman played his first game of the season last week. He was involved right away. He had 4 catches for 29 yards on 6 targets. He also played 65% of the snaps, which was the second highest mark for any Ravens receiver. He's a very talented wideout. I think his role in the offense is going to continue to grow going forward. So I think he's a good speculative ad worth a bench spot for fantasy teams. My next waiver wire ad is a tight end, Steelers tight end rookie Pat Freiermuth. Freiermuth really played a best game of the season last week. 7 catches, 58 yards on 7 targets. All 3 numbers were season highs for Freiermuth. He also played a season high 60% of the snaps. He played 60% compared to 45% for Eric Ebron. So I think Freiermuth has really moved ahead of Ebron on the depth chart. He's becoming a favorite target of Ben Roethlisberger. I think he's really ready to take off in this offense. He's a good addition for any fantasy team looking for tight end help. My last waiver wire ad is another Browns player, Donovan Peoples-Jones. The receiver has really started to make a name for himself in recent weeks. He caught a Hail Mary last week, which kind of padded his stats, but still, overall, he's played very well the last couple weeks. 9 catches, 171 yards, 2 touchdowns on 11 targets. He's a big play threat in this offense. He has a high weekly ceiling. I think he could be hit or miss, but still, his high weekly ceiling makes him an intriguing ad, in my opinion. All right, those are 5 waiver wire ads for Week 7 of the fantasy football season. Good luck navigating that waiver wire this week. Hopefully you get all the players you are hoping to add to your roster. This has been Jeff Paur for RealTime Fantasy Sports. Have a great day.